Okay, so some of you guys are gonna be like, Rifkin, why did you go out of your way to cast some Minato versus Barcode games? The first thing I'll tell you is the Barcode is Violet. We'll do player introductions and such in a moment. I just had to make sure things were working, and it looks like they are. So, guys, welcome to the Monday Cup, the Monday Premium Cup to be precise, for the ESL Go for StarCraft League. Spawning here in the lower left corner of the map, he's a Barcode, but if you take him to Walmart, give that bad boy a scan, it's gonna be Violet. And his opponent, formerly of FXO, rest in peace, it is the Yellow Zerg player, Minato. Well, actually, formerly of Navi, I guess, which was formerly FXO. But anyways, I went out of my way because I saw Minato on the brackets. I got very excited. Unfortunately, he's up against Violet here in round 1. It's a ZVZ in a best of 1. So for both players, it's not exactly the easiest situation to be in. But Minato has a very unique way of playing his Zerg. He's not nearly the same drunken boxer style that I think Lowly was back in the day. If you guys have never seen any Lowly StarCraft 2, rest in peace, you've been robbed, or not rest in peace, I just said rest in peace. Anyways, my apologies, my condolences, you've been robbed of a great Zerg player, because I believe he's fully retired now. And he had this really unique way of playing ZVZ, where it was just like this, it looked stupid, but it made sense, like all at the same time. Minato's kind of like the closest thing to Lowly outside of that. Now that being said, he may have trained up, he may have like gone like full quote-unquote legit and just play this very standard, very regular macro game, but I'm kind of hoping we get to see some weird stuff out of him, whether it's roach burrow tactics, tunneling claws, swarm hosts. I mean, these are all things that I could easily see this guy doing. But again, I haven't seen Minato play in a good couple months. I asked him recently too, like, what was your Twitter, because I couldn't find it. Like, did you change it again? And he just straight up said he deleted it with a sad face. So I don't know what's going on with our yellow Zerg player in real life, but I hope it's not going to affect his StarCraft 2, because again, he's a player who I've really enjoyed, not just casting, but watching in the past. And Violet, of course, well, I don't know if I really need to talk this man up. He's back. We're the first StarCraft 2 player to obtain a visa ever on the, I mean, he was unfortunately barred from US for a long time due to like visa complications. He's back in a big way. We see him competing in a lot of cups. He's been invited to some tournaments too. I would love to see him definitely come out and try for IEM. I'm gonna say this, Katowice? I gotta remember how to, I gotta get that down pat and how to pronounce that name, because we are gonna be casting that this week in Zombie Grub and I on the Saturday. Looks like, yeah, just a couple links poking out for each other for the time being. It's actually really eerily similar openings from both players. Of course, Minato's gas was slightly earlier than Violet's, but not by a lot. Lings do pass each other in the middle of the map, and, well, I don't think anyone's going to be able to shut down scouting information, but at the very least, no one should really lose any drones or anything like that.
First blood.
Alright. Gets the Ling snipe. Minato's, of course, are still alive. Albeit just barely. He's actually going to get a drone kill from this too. Oh, almost gets a drone kill from this too, I should have said. We'll go back for it. Oh, with 2 health, these Lings, they're going for it. Nice. So of course, trading 2 Lings for a drone kill is worth it. No question about it. Not the biggest deal in the world though this early. It's just 1 drone kill, but for both players to get up to the main, the biggest things that they saw were the gas timings. Of course, no double gases, no quick layer, no insanely weird roach warren timings. That is the one advantage, I guess, or disadvantage, I guess, depending on your point of view, for Zerg scouting. Like, they're limited to build on the creep, so you're not going to worry about, like, a proxy Twilight Council over here in the corner of the map or anything quite so silly. It's what you see is what you get. It looks like Minato's actually starting off the wall here. Man, I wish you could control the in-game music as an observer. Like, if it's just boring, somber music, like, hit the fast forward to skip button, get some, like, better sounding, some Brood War music even. So it looks like around a little bit earlier than you'd expect, Minato's getting his Lings out. I like Carapace plays like this. You don't see a lot of people do this anymore. It can be really effective versus Banelings for sure. For those who don't know, this is the quick recap. If you got +1 Carapace, you actually can survive a Baneling hit. But I'm curious in this choice to actually go for the Zerglings, a whole Larva inject earlier. You don't get here fast enough to really get around your opponent, but looks like the Banelings coming in should be able to hold this off if they get good connects. Try to focus down the Queen here. We'll actually get a Queen. This is really nice for Minato to start with, but again, he sees the Banelings. He knows they're available, and that's a lot of Lings that have been recently made by Violet. Gonna focus down a couple drones here. Actively clicking on them to make sure he actually focuses them instead of A moving or anything quite like that. So Lings for Lings gets a Queen. Not too shabby. Bit of an awkward wall off going down right now. Of course, for Minato, he knows there's the... Whoa, no, he locked his Queen out. Okay, there we go. He needs to keep that queen alive. Behind this, of course, adds a little bit of extra range damage. It says to cancel it, the Lings through. Of course, again, he's a little bit worried about these banelings. He doesn't know how many or where they are. 2 of them just shooting straight up through the middle. They're not going to bust this wall anytime soon. So, I mean, really, he is pretty safe. As long as Minato focus fires down the banelings, I'm not sure why he's not target firing them. I mean, killing off the Lings is important, yes, but if you kill the banelings, then suddenly you can use your own Lings. But go right across the map with a small handful that snuck out of the base. Go for the main once again. Gets caught in a bit of a choke trying to get that queen. Should be able to get this queen, and if he does, that's going to cost a couple of drones their lives. And it looks like Violet has pulled back from the front line. Says, alright, I realize that could be in some problem at home. This Zergling aggression perhaps slipped by me just a little bit too much. Ling's on hold position, trying desperately to pick away these drones, but of course, stacking them like they do does keep them alive a little bit longer, a little bit better than they should have. 9 workers killed so far, though, and I believe 2 queens, sorry, my bad, in total. And Minato's not quite done yet, still reinforcing on his Lings. He's about to have that +1 weapon up, or armor upgrade. He's got +1 shortly following it. As far as the Ling battle goes, he's in a good way, but it's on a bit of a clock. Violet's on his way to Aspire. He's fighting around the Spine Crawler. I think Violet should be able to hold this initial wave of aggression. Might need a second wave of Lings, but how long till they get out? No, it looks like with the Spine Crawler, he'll just barely hold this for now. Doesn't quite have any banelings yet still. Even if he did, again, Minato can soak those hits. He can take the hits. But the clock I'm talking about is once the Mutalisks are out, I mean, Zerglings are really a non-threat. Yes, they're numerous, but they get cleaned up pretty easily. I guess you need more than like 5 Mutalisks, in all fairness, to do that, but Violet trying to get some more banelings in right now. Recognizes that Minato's not letting up on this aggression anytime soon. And Minato, he might be going for a 3rd, but he's nowhere near any sort of advanced tech. He's got to recognize that Violet's on layer. He's got to know, he's seen it several times at this point, that it's going to be a Spire, and he knows his time is somewhat limited. But still trying to get over here, gets another queen kill. It's the small things that matter the most. And of course, shutting down the 3rd base here, well, not shutting it down, Violet's got to spend every resource in Lings right now, so he can't afford to go for a 3rd base. A 3rd hatchery would be exactly what you would love to have in this scenario, but of course, when you're going for Mutalisks and your opponent isn't, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Baneling hit does go off here. Violet is, well, he's struggling. This 1-1 upgrade on these Lings are making them so incredibly difficult to deal with. More drones going to get gutted here. But again, the question is the damage he's doing worthwhile? Spore Crawlers alone will keep you alive for a little bit, but really, he's got no answer to the Mutalisks, which is a scary thing to consider. Because there's 4 of them on the way. It's not a lot. Violet popping off another Baneling, but still the Lings live, and looks like good game is going to be called. Minato will take out Violet here in the first round of Go for StarCraft.